Hi everyone, it's Pavlo and Max from the Just Eat Takeaway. We would like to present you our story about the data platform's consolidation. So let me introduce myself. I'm an engineering manager in the data platform team. I live in the Netherlands for last 8 years with my family, and my favorite takeaway is Pokeball.
Hey, I am Maximo Alves. I am head of data engineering at Jet. I am originally from Brazil, but living in the Netherlands for the past 13 years. My favorite takeaway is the Indian dish biryani. So our contents today is three different things. First is the framing, who we are, where we were before. Second is platform perspective. So what happens to a data platform when a series of merge and acquisitions happen? And the third part is how we did prepare for this massive platform consolidation journey that we just did. So the framing, so what is our business? We are one of the world's biggest online food delivery companies with operate in 20 countries, have 700,000 partners, 84 active million customers, and last year we delivered close to 900 million orders. Our company today is the result of two giants that consolidated or merged in 2020. One is the Dutch takeaway, and the other one is the British Just Eat. So, the data platform journey. So, how do you see that? So, it started in end of 2021 when leadership decided to consolidate. Then we spent a lot of time preparing for it, and then there was the execution. These presentations focus on the preparation only, and it has three main parts. The first one is the option space exploration. The second is how we narrow down the option space. And the third and final is how we build a plan, a migration plan or strategy.
Building a platform in the scale up is like playing Tetris. In the beginning, you have an empty field, and every piece fits to each other. Then you have to catch the business opportunity and take some shortcuts, which is fine. You'll take care of them later. The gaps, because of that, appear. Then an acquisition happens, and you have to integrate systems. The speed of integration matters for the business, therefore, you support it. However, that brings the complexity in the system's design. Then you see the opportunity to refine the platform, and another acquisition happens. You never have enough time. In the 2020, Just Eat and Takeaway merged. We had two data platforms, two platform teams with its own cultural differences, set of users, and legacy. And I'll walk you through the perspective of the users and the platform teams. From the user's perspective, they had to work on the two platforms, and those two platforms were based on the two different clouds, AWS and GCP. KPIs weren't uniform, and due to the system complexity, outages weren't rare. From the data platform team perspective, the future wasn't very clear and the planning wasn't very clear. The clash of cultures, lack of trust, management lines changed, high platform cost, and double the engineering effort really was impacting the team. At the same time, they had to support seven data warehouses, more than 5,000 docs, hundreds of integrations, and more than 1,000 platform users.
All right, now we start with the preparation. So the first step, uh, exploration of the option space. So from the beginning, we knew that the leadership wanted to consolidate. The users had several pain points, and engineers were struggling. So how did we listen to everyone, leaders, users, and engineers? How did we listen to what they have to say? We did a series of workshops. So we did like all hands workshop with everyone involved, and in breakout sessions, everyone had the chance to say, well, that's the problem I have today. That's what I would like to see in the future. We also had a series of technical workshops only with the engineers. At the end, we collected a lot of information that we categorize in six different groups. So the first one's the key requirements, so what's really important for us. The second is the success outcomes. So, what defines success for each one of these key requirements? The third one was our user persona. So, who are our users, the platform users? Are they all technical? Do we have business people as well? The number four was the platform capabilities. So, what are the tools and services the platform needs to enable all those success outcomes? And then we followed that with like a reference architecture. So basically, we looked into all the building blocks that we needed to enable such platform capabilities. And last but not least, we looked into our priorities. We knew that you cannot do everything at the same time. So, what's the most important things to do first?
Thank you, Maximo. Let me narrow down the option space. We generally looked at three options: is gradual optimization, migration to one of the platforms, and starting from scratch. Uh, so the starting from scratch was attractive. It sounded interesting, but it also was a high risk and no clear benefit. So we opt out right away. And then we had gradual optimization and migration to one, GCP or AWS. For the gradual optimization option, we felt it safe and also no big bang, no migration, but it also was hard to govern, and still we need to maintain two data platforms, so double the cost, double the team effort, and no long-term benefits. In the end, we have two platforms. Migration to one was attractive because long-term it had long-term benefits of having one platform. We knew what we want, the cost will be lower. However, we had to migrate all the systems to another platform. So we used the framework. We went through the series of workshops, and there was option one where we would do the gradual optimization, and two A and two B where we would do migration to one of the clouds. And we estimated every solution by flexibility, performance, cost, onboarding time, data lineage, monitoring, and scalability. As I said before, the gradual optimized system wasn't really a long-term solution. At least it didn't look long-term beneficial. The option 2A, GCP-centric, it had superior infrastructure, well-developed data lake, and battle-tested BigQuery, so it was attractive. And option 2B was had really good data products, and group reporting was made there. Uh, so these were the choices which we had, and we opted for the option to a GCP-centric good data platform. So we decided to migrate the data products, which was painful, but in the end, that should benefit us. Thank you very much.
All right, now we start the third and final step in the preparation phase. We're going to discuss the constraints and resources that we had and also how we came up with a migration strategy. So, first, what empowered and what restricted us in this effort? As constraints, we had engineering capacity, as most data platform engineers were busy supporting both data platforms. We also had quite a big technical depth, which made the automation of migration tasks very hard to do. The third is migration sucks. It's boring. It's very hard to keep the engagement there. And the last one was service disruption, which was not a possibility. As resources, we had a lot of engineering expertise on both sides that helped us to come up with innovative solutions to unblock the migration. And we had a lot of support from both senior leadership and the cloud vendors throughout the whole process. So now, when it comes to building a plan, the first thing we did was how we can mitigate this very human cognitive bias, right? So it's known that we humans we tend to believe we know way more about the problem than we actually do, and that may lead us to make some pretty big mistakes on the early phases that we're going to regret badly later. So we spend a lot of time doing knowledge sharing. So we get all the platform engineers from both sides and the platform users together, and then they were explaining to each other how they get stuff done. Once we had this shared knowledge built, we moved to the second part, which was the creation of the plan itself. So we started asking two questions. What are the changes on infrastructure and capabilities that we need to do the migration to GCP, to unblock it? And second is, what are the tools or enabling procedures, whatever, that we need to optimize the migration? We came down to a list of tasks that we organize in different work streams. Roughly speaking, each platform capability had a work stream of its own, and each work stream had achievements, short, medium, and long term achievements or milestones. At the end, everything fitted in 1 year, and I'm very glad to say that, given or take, we managed to execute this whole project in a bit more than a year, which is pretty amazing accomplishment given the magnitude that it had. So now, just to wrap up our main takeaways for that. So the first one is keep the stamina. A big migration project is a marathon; it's not a sprint. So your team members need to keep a steady pace, not too hard, not too slow, otherwise they can burn. The second is keep the pressure outside. If you're a leader of a team that needs to pull out such migration, you need to be the shield that your team needs to insulate them from all the corporate noise and pressure. Senior leadership will ask for faster timelines. Platform stakeholders will ask for certain nuances on the platform capabilities and services to make their life easier. You need to keep the pressure at outside so your team can focus on what matters. Unless it's over communicate, keep your stakeholders engaged with consistent and continuous communication. It's about winning together at the end. To finalize, I would like to say a huge thanks to all the team members, to everyone in the data platform engineering team. Without the effort of everyone there, we would not have succeeded on this huge challenge. Well, I hope you like it. So these are our channels. Keep in touch. If you're open for it, we have several nice career possibilities at chat. Please make sure you have a look. Thank you a lot.